Hello, my Vibe Tribe. Happy Tuesday and good day, wherever you are in the world. It's Tuesday. I'm going to wait for a moment to see if anyone pops on. And I was trying to think of what to talk about today, but I'm not really sure yet. I had all these ideas of what I wanted to talk about. I had all these things that sounded like a good idea, but I just can't seem to pin myself down to one of them. But also, I have learned after yesterday that I'm kind of a squirrel when I'm on the go and trying to do the daily vibe. Everything was distracting me. It's like, you know, that's a squirrel eating, and then just like, what's happening? But so that needs work. Yeah, definitely daily vibes on the go need some work. But it's never a dull moment, right? Never a dull moment. Okay, well, it looks like I got a few joining me now. Again, I did pull two cards, and like I said, no matter what your personal belief or higher power is, I like these cards because I think they add a little bit of perspective, regardless of what you believe. And I think they really kind of, it's Babily Puff. She's on today. Good morning. So I'm excited. I am. That girl's so busy, so when she pops on, it's like a celebrity popping on. And I mean that in the sense that, my sisters, I revere them highly. They are two of my heroes. And, and the best part is I know them. So there you go. But, anyways, so the first question I did see today was, can a society exist without laws? And I didn't want to go with that one because the first thing I thought is, have you ever heard of the Wild West in the United States? Enough said. And there were laws, but there weren't as many as there are now to, stop people, from doing crazy, crazy things. So, no, I do not think so. But then I came across, would you marry a 10 with a bad personality or a 6 with an amazing personality? And I thought, I don't want to go there because that is so judgmental. That just kind of feeds in to how judgy we can be about people, and it's terrible. I mean, really, why? If you're marrying someone, they're a 10 to you. They may be a 2 to somebody else in the world. They may be a 50 to somebody else in the world. But to you, they are your 10. So, don't worry what other people think. And then finally, I settled on this. What do you think the long-term effects of so many people being glued to their screens will be? I still find that to be a bit of a hard one. Bit of a conundrum for me. But I am going to share stuff that I probably would never share with other people. And more because it was really disappointing, to be honest with you. There's a whole world outside. And when I got my, last Saturday, I think it was, I got my iPhone gives me a screen time update. So it lets me know how long I've been on my phone all week, how much I've used my phone all week. I averaged 7 hours a day last week. And I'm not sure why. I always say, well, my games help me feel happy. Or, somebody replied to me on Facebook. Or, ooh, look, a notification in Twitter. Or, oh, wow, someone's talking to me on Instagram. And I can't tell you that now. These are just my personal opinions. I can't stop anybody from doing what they do. You're going to do what you're going to do. And, only you can change the way you proceed forward with how you handle things, how you do things. But for me and my opinion, and, maybe to just kind of share it so people do kind of think about it, I was embarrassed for myself. I mean, it's one thing if you're working and you need to be on your phone, but I did not need to be on my phone. And I will say this. I used to be one of these people and I never really thought about it because you get so conditioned to being on your phone that you don't realize you're picking up your phone even when you're out with friends or out to dinner. And I never realized how annoying that was, because I went to lunch not too long ago and everybody was on their phones. And this is in the last month or so. And it was just kind of like, I mean, every time it dinged, well, I'm on my phone, so I can't pick it, but every time it dinged, it was like, ooh, let me look at my phone. And it's like, in that moment, I realized, what do people feel like when I do that? What am I making them feel like when, I can't stay away from my phone for 1 hour? I mean, I have people on emergency contacts. So if they really absolutely need to get to me, my phone will ring, even if it's not on vibrate or even if the sound is off. But for me, it's like, after that, I really tried to make it a point to keep my phone either face down or in my purse. Now, again, this is just me. This is kind of the society we are turning into, where we have to be on our phones 24/7. It's fun when you're taking pictures. It's great when you're uploading pictures. That's the beauty of these things. Everything is instant, but it's also instant gratification. And my concern is that what if people are finding their joy and their happiness in social media? What if all the likes or all the friends or whatever that they get is where they fill their cup from? Your value is not how many friends you have on Facebook or Twitter or followers or, friends or followers. Your value is in you. It's not how many likes or how many hearts or how many retweets. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of tweets because I've been on Twitter for 12 years, and a lot of times I just upload positive stuff. A lot of times I upload things that I won't put on Facebook because I don't want to start fights in my family or, I don't want to deal with negative people. But, I have found that, these places can also be good. They, oh yeah, you know what? I'm going to bring up what, Marie just said in a second, because she's right. I totally forgot about that. But I think one of the issues is, I mean, what I do find good about social media is there are groups of people who help each other. I literally watched one night, one person, and you never know who's on the other side, but you can always kind of feel the vibe. Even if you can't see the person, you can always kind of feel whether the vibe is honest or just trying to get attention or someone's really reaching out. And over the course of 3 hours, and I was kind of following the tweet, over the course of a day, so I looked at it earlier and I thought, oh gosh. And then I went back later in the evening and I actually had liked it. So I went back to make sure everything turned out okay. I literally watched a group of people save someone's life. They were suicidal that day. So I do find that it can be a good place because we have stigmatized mental health so bad that people don't feel they can go to their own people. So they go to strangers. So maybe that's something else we need to change. One of the other questions was, what awkward thing would you make socially acceptable? I would make mental health socially acceptable. I didn't choose to have depression. People don't choose to be under the mental health umbrella. It happens. I mean, we didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what? I think I want anxiety. I think that'd be the greatest thing in the world to have. I think I want to have mental health problems because I think that'd be pretty wild. What a ride that would be, right? No, we don't wake up thinking that. That's like someone waking up and saying, I hope I get cancer today. And that's pretty drastic, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Nobody wishes for these things. So why is it that we stigmatize one and not the other? Because it's not that person's fault that they got cancer? Well, it's not this person's fault that they have mental health problems. It's an issue. I didn't ask to be born with heart problems, but I have them. Well, I don't have them anymore. They're fixed. They're corrected. But it's something I have to watch for my entire life. So it is it's a condition that I have to make sure I take care of my entire life. So it follows me. But I didn't ask for it, right? So why do we stigmatize mental health? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I think a lot of the time that we spend on our screens, it does tie in eventually to mental health, or it can worsen it sometimes. When people don't hear what they don't want to hear, they get angry, they get sad, it might send them over the edge. And, when I was talking about how people are at the table and being on their phones all the time, Marie reminded me that in the documentary on Netflix called was it The Social Dilemma? Was that what it was called? I can't remember off the top of my head. Excellent documentary. Excellent documentary. It was done by the creators of a lot of social media platforms. And they were talking about how the algorithms are used, how, and then they have like a little within the documentary, there's a storyline happening. And it's the progression of the storyline. And I'm not going to lie to you, I bought myself a kitchen safe. I think that's what it's called. And it's a container, which I will show later this week. And you can lock it. And the only way you can open it is when that thing opens, or you take a hammer to it. So you can set it up to 10 days. Now, I'm not going to lock my phone in there for 10 days, but I think it would be wise for me to lock my phone in there, for a couple of hours a day, just to kind of wean myself off. I've never been on my phone this much. Even when I was working, I was never on my phone this much. And I think for some strange reason, and this isn't an excuse, I think it started filling in the holes in my life. The little gaps that were left from feeling the need to be a part of something. And, but then I look and I think all my people may not be in the same room as me, but I am a part of something. I'm a part of something big and something amazing. And the one thing I do love about technology is I can reach out to these people. But the thing is, for me personally, last week it was games, it was social media, it was, more games, more social media, and more games and more social media. I don't watch movies on my phone. I will say that I spend about an hour to an hour and a half every day after these videos uploading them. So that does add to my screen time. But 7 hours a day was ridiculous. I would be at the point where I would average probably about, I think my usage would be about 2 or 3 hours a day. Because I go on, do my games, especially when I was at work, or I text. But last week it was an eye-opener for me. And Marie said that was it. It is called The Social Dilemma on Netflix. Even if you're not into documentaries, I would watch that because I think it will really make you stop and think about, our usage of social media. Now, it's like I've said a million times, my lives are public because I want people to come in if they feel like it and comment or, just say hi or, I want everyone to be able to see it. And right now, this is the only platform I can think of where I can just download it from my phone and then spread it everywhere. But I know a lot of people don't like Facebook because of the algorithms, because of the way we can't regulate people and, the stuff they share with each other. And, that kind of bothers me on a certain level because I see people sharing things that aren't true, in everyday happenings. And it doesn't matter what side you stand on. I see people sharing things back and forth that, if you go and fact check it, it's not a fact. It might be based somewhere in a fact, but some ways filled in a lot of different things. For instance, my dad is on a Perry Mason kick right now. Okay, so last night we were watching Perry Mason, and here's the difference. There was a letter, that went out saying so-and-so are definitely brother and sister, but the way they presented it in the show is you weren't really sure, because you're like, nowadays we spend so much time trying to guess and be, detectives, especially when you watch all these crime shows, right? You want to be the detective. So we're like, the way they're acting, I think they might be married. Well, as it turns out, the letter said are definitely, the original letter said they're definitely brother and sister, but somebody stole that letter and typed definitely not, making it seem like they were a married couple. And so that just, it spiraled, and it spiraled all the way till Perry Mason got his man at the end. That's an old show, but it's actually pretty fun. I can't lie, I've watched 5 episodes, and I went 3 for half. Okay, I'm gonna say half because one of my people I thought did it last night was like the 3rd person I guessed out of 7. So I don't really count that one. But hey, 3 for 5 is not bad. But anyways, hi squirrel. But no, I really think as a society we really got to start thinking about how much time we spend on our screens. Now, I will say this too. At night when I'm writing or I'm making my little crafty things, because just to kind of calm my brain down a bit, I listen to music. So a lot of times my screen is up and my phone is open, but and I did take those things into consideration. But what I think bothered me the most was that in the last 2 weeks my usage was so high, and I was really kind of going through a rough patch. And I realized that instead of talking to someone or going out into the world and just maybe walking around, getting into nature, and just kind of taking in the world, I turned to my phone. And so I think when it comes down to it, I think we really need to take a step back and look at how much we are on these things. I mean, I know people that can TikTok for days, and it sucks. Oh, look, my dad just popped on. He just missed me talking about Perry Mason. I love Perry Mason. But yeah, the amount of time we spend on our screens, on our phones, it's incredible. It's incredible. And I can see why some people do it, but for me, I don't have a reason. I have an outdoors I can go walk around in. I have, drives I can take. I mean, I always talk about, I'm sorry. I always talk about how, drives just kind of relax me. Okay, this is why my dad popped on. I just got a message that said breakfast is ready. See? Best dad ever. He was supposed to go on vacation, which is actually why I'm down here visiting. I was supposed to be car sitting and bringing him to the airport. But that did not work out this time. Next time. But yeah, so that's hilarious. I can hear it through the door, but sounds like bacon. Who doesn't love bacon? But yeah, so I really think that we should kind of take a step back and look at it. And I think baby sibling just laughed at dad's comment because I just saw a laughy face go up there. But oh my God, seriously, 2 scrambled, please. People are going to watch this later going, what the hell are these people talking about? He is literally communicating with me because my door is shut and he doesn't want to interrupt through the comment section on this video. Oh my God. But thank you, Dad. But we'll see, what a dad, right? He's cooking me breakfast. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. And if he's still paying attention, the sun is coming out. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to call anybody out when I was talking about who I was at lunch with a couple weeks ago. It was just something I noticed, and I had purposely put my phone away because I hadn't seen this person in a while. It was just one of my good friends. They work a lot. They're going through a lot on their own. And we were finally able to pin down a date where we could go have lunch together. And, I felt like I was kind of eating alone for a while. It's like, I did make it a point to put my phone away because I wanted to put, this person first because I hadn't seen him in so long. I wanted it to be a really nice visit. And I think it really made me step back and start to think about, my own actions and the things that I do. And I think it really made me think about how I need to focus more on focusing on people, not just my phone people, the people in my phone, but people in general. Before my dad came on, I know I was talking about Facebook, and one of the reasons I do like Facebook is because my whole family's there. About 2 years ago, I think this month or last month, my family expanded on my dad's side. My cousin and I knew pretty much nothing. Baby Lee Puff and I knew basically nothing about our dad's side. Her dad and my dad are brothers. We knew nothing about that side. And then she did one of those DNA tests, and somebody reached out to her, and she was in touch with other people in the family. And like I said, poof, we have this whole family now. But I see people trying to friend me that I don't know. And, if any of you are watching this and you might be one of those people, if I don't know people, I don't do it because, there's too much bad things that happen and too many people that get taken advantage of. And I want it for my family and my friends, and my good friends. And, it's my safe space to be on social media. But everything else I put on Twitter or Instagram. So, because, I feel like I do have a lot to say. Everybody does, don't we? That's why we have so many social media platforms, because everybody has an opinion and everybody has something to say. And I don't think that's a bad thing, as long as you don't sit there and hide behind your computer and start tearing people down. That is the one thing I hate about social media. The people that hide behind their computer screens or their phone screens and troll people. Actually, I hate the word trolls because, trolls are cute. That just totally bully people. I mean, let's call it for what it is. It's not trolling, it's bullying. And maybe they're unhappy in their life. Maybe they're not feeling good in their life. Maybe they're upset. Maybe they're feeling the anxiety of being locked in the house for so long. I don't know. But I know that my opinions differ from my dad's. And we get along fine because we make it a point to not go there. And sometimes you have to. You want to feel like you're open to talk to people, but my dad and I are very strong-minded. So a lot of times it's like, well, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. And I think it's just, I don't know why. I don't know why, and I've gotten so much, I really have gotten better at that. But, when you don't agree on something, you just have to learn to agree to disagree, because you're just going to go in circles. You're not going to change somebody's mind. You might plant a few seeds and they might plant a few seeds in you. But in that moment, if you were talking about it more than 10 minutes and you're starting to say the same thing again, walk away. Because you know what? It is not going to happen. In this moment, you are not going to change their mind. You are not going to tell them what they should be thinking, because you should not be telling anybody what they should be thinking. We're free thinkers. We are allowed to have our own opinions. We are allowed to believe whatever we want. And we're allowed to disagree with people who don't agree with us. But, if it's people do it kindly. If it's people you don't know, just walk away. Just walk away. You don't need to start a fight with somebody online that you don't know because you don't agree with what they're saying. And then, and sometimes it actually works in the way when you're telling someone what they should believe and you are exactly opposite of what they believe, it's almost like you're reinforcing what they feel. And that's another thing to think about. Social media is a very, very precarious, unbalanced place. Technology is a very precarious and unbalanced place. And I think that, people, each individual should kind of tailor their life to, include being outside, to include going out with people, to include putting your phone away when you're with other people. Just my opinions. But I really kind of feel that way. So, that being said, I did pull 2 cards because it's getting a little serious. And I will tell you, this one keeps coming up. The universe works fast when I am having fun. This came up twice last week, and I think this might have come up the week before too. So this must be whoever is watching this, and I am seeing somebody that might be watching this. I think this message is for you. The universe works fast, or your higher power, when I am having fun. It can be hard to find the fun. It can be hard to pull yourself out of whatever depths you're in. But just know that this too shall pass, as my father always says. And it does get better. It may not feel like it. I know it may not. I have been there. I have done that. Maybe not in the same situations as certain people. But when it comes to our brains just totally rebelling on us, I've been there. I have spiraled to the depths. You know, I've been Batman at the bottom of that hole in The Dark Knight Rises. Just not as cool as Batman. But anyway, you know, just do your best to have fun and allow yourself to have fun. I found for me that a lot of times I was just afraid to be happy because I was afraid I was just going to fall on my ass. So, yeah, good. If you read the comments later, who I was looking at and directing that to just answered. So anyways, this one goes with that one. The Ankh portends new life being born through you now. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have spiritual support from the unseen worlds. Let it happen. Unseen worlds, do not read too far into it. That is your higher power. Okay? Let it happen. Have fun because the universe works for you when you're having fun. The Ankh is it's the symbol of life in the Egyptian culture. In fact, I have one tattooed onto me. It's a really tiny one because it was my first tattoo. But yeah, you can't really see it, but you know, it was very important to me at that time because it was before I knew before I was diagnosed with depression, but I would fight so hard for my life before I actually knew. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. I don't know why, but maybe because I finally understand what that symbol meant to me. And it was just the perfect symbol for life for me, you know? So, again, the Ankh, which is this right here, that little symbol. This is a beautiful card, by the way. But this symbol right here, that's supposed to be Isis. The Ankh portends new life being born through you now. This new life being born in whatever form will enrich your life, bringing you more into wholeness and fulfillment. Do not give up on your creative destiny. Don't give up on creative destiny is whatever it is you love to do. You know, whatever it is, you could be a numbers person and just work on like a Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory, where it's like you have your own whiteboard and you're just working on this amazing formula. That is creative destiny. That is something you love. If you like to make jewelry, excuse me, or you like to write, or, you like to paint or color or draw, or, maybe you're a speechwriter, or maybe you write articles for someone else, or, maybe you're an office worker, you're finding creative ways to whatever. And I say office worker because there are so many different, markets that people work in. But think about it. The way you get through your day, it can be very creative. Even the things you do in your office or the things you do for your people. Creative destiny does not just mean arts. It doesn't just mean, theater or singing. It's everything. It's what is important to you. It is basically your hobbies, the things you love. These things bring you joy. This is the place where your joy comes from. This is where the universe or your higher power is bringing you that fun. So, you're not thinking about all these other horrible things that might be going on around you, and it will help change the mindset. I never thought that was true until, like I said on Friday in my vibe, where I committed to surrendering, to trust and believing. I let go of control and I surrendered to trust and believing. So, and to finish the card, stay with it. You are flowing in the right direction and you have spiritual support from the unseen worlds, your higher powers. So let it happen. Let it happen because the universe works fast when you are having fun. Yes, it does. So, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Quick shout out to my chef, my personal chef, making me breakfast. Thanks, Dad. Oh, if you watch this later, I highly recommend coming into the comments just to see some of these, because they're freaking hilarious. But again, watch the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. Absolutely fantastic documentary. It will definitely make you think. It will definitely flip your switch on, ooh. You know, I mean, literally just, ooh. And remember, what do you think the long-term effects of so many people being glued to their screens will be? That was the original question, and it's hard to say. You know, until we step in and ask somebody. I mean, I don't think I should have to ask someone to put their phone away when I'm having a meal or coffee or whatever with them. And like I said, I do get that people have to keep their phone out, okay? Because, you know, you might have job stuff that you have to do. You might have kids, or you might have a husband, or you might have someone that needs you. But in this particular case, they were just talking to each other on their phones, you know, or they were talking to people that were literally at work in the building, at their work in the building right next to me, that they were about to see again in 20 minutes. So, you know, I don't need to be the center of somebody's attention. That is not my point. My point is when you sit there and you tell people, hey, let's meet, let's talk, let's catch up, let's, you know, have that quick, you know, socially distanced lunch or whatever, or coffee, and just talk. I miss those days. I have a very, very good friend of mine that I have not seen in a while. She, you know, she works for the post office. So I think, you know, we have weird hours, but I miss having coffee with her, because we literally could just sit there for hours. Even yesterday with, my dad and I went to pick up something that he was supposed to take with him on his trip from my cousin's house. We were supposed to be there for 15 minutes. We were there for 9 hours. You know, we got there at noon, we left at 9. And it was an amazing visit. And the only times we really picked up our phones was when we were looking up movies or actors. And I came up with a great party idea. So we're all like Googling, like, oh, well, what could I be? What would I do? And, you know, but it was part of the conversation. You know, it was part of the conversation. But, you know, we all had our phones out in case somebody contacted us. And it was like, okay, read it, put it down. If it needed an immediate response, fine. And, you know, but it's just, it is what it is. My dad said my breakfast is getting cold now, so I should probably well, he didn't say I should wrap this up, but I should probably wrap this up, because I could probably go on for days. But anyways, this is just something to think on. You know, maybe I should have saved this for things to think on Thursday, but these are Tuesday thoughts, okay? Which used to be things to think on Tuesday. So we'll just flip it this week. So anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for jumping on the Daily Vibe. If you do want to catch these live, they're on Facebook. They are public. Shelly Marie Lucas. You know, you just have to look up my name, click on it, and at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time is when I do them every single day, Monday through Friday. And as anybody watching yesterday found out, apparently I do them on the go too. So if I'm in the car, you're going to get it. 8:30, wherever I'm at, providing it's a decent place. You do not want to see me in the bathroom. Pop on. Say hi. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I will talk to you tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday. I'm not home for Self-Care Wednesday. I don't have my box. I thought I'd be home by now. So I'm going to come up with something fun. Okay, we'll come up with something really, really cool and what you can do for self-care. Have a great day. I will talk to you later.